What's going on, Jerome's? Beautiful day for another 7-round Vikings mock draft. Every light in the house is on. Now, there's a couple of teams that have multiple second-round picks, and we're trying to do some business, right? So the flatness of the talent pool in this draft makes you feel okay if you move down from 24. Now, yes, there's going to be some studs on the board, but it is what it is, and we're just exploring the space. We're not advocating it. We're just going through all the possibilities. Since we do live in a simulation, may as well do as many simulations of the draft as possible. So the Vikings doing business in division, which the Vikings have done a draft day trade with the Lions and the Packers. They haven't done one with the Bears yet. But Ryan Poles, who's taken back the North and never giving it back, maybe there's a player at 24 that strikes his fancy, and we're going to do some business. So 24, 740 points on the draft trade chart. Now, all draft trade charts are flawed. All of them are good. All of them are bad. All right. Then the Bears packaging up 39, a high second-round pick, and a high third-round pick, 72, 740 points. But it's going to cost you, Chief. All right, so can we make this 39 and 41? What's that going to take? Now, the Vikings do have extra draft capital coming up with the comp picks. Ooh. So 47% chance if we offer a third, which the Vikings with Sam Darnold are going to get back a third. So I am mad about that. Can we try one more time? All right. Future sixth. Let's make a deal. All right. So the Vikings package up a 24 and a future third and sixth, which the Vikings are in line for a third and a fifth, at least for comp picks next year. Getting a 39 and 41. Ooh, baby, it's a wild world. Now, we could look to see who's available at 24. Nah, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. But, again, we're doing this for a reason. Ooh. Xavier Watts is there. Landon Jackson. It's the type of player that we haven't really done a ton of work on because Landon Jackson is in that dead zone of where the Vikings are going to be picking. Ooh. Hairston is there. Tyleik Williams. Ravel is still there. Wow. Donovan Jackson. Darius Alexander. Scadaboo, Demetrius Knight, who we drafted early in the week, we got in trouble with. TJ Sanders is a monster. All right, so we got one trade offer. Omar Norman Lott's one of my favorites. Winston. All right, so the Cardinals want to come up. It's going to cost you. Let's say 78. 20% chance. One time in 5, offer trade. Oh, they went for it. Shoot. All right, resume and enhance. All right, so we're on board at 41. So Tyleik, I feel like Tyleik could just hold down the interior, man. And I know that if we're out of the Kenneth Grant sweepstakes, like I like Tyleik Williams a lot. He's 6'3", 327, run stuffer, 2 gapping nose tackle, a pass rush upside. I don't want to say like diet Dexter Lawrence or Dexter Lawrence adjacent, but I mean Lawrence was a really damn good nose tackle. He wasn't the pass rusher that he is now with the Giants. And could Tyleik have an arc like that? It's certainly possible. Also, you have Hairston and Ravel there. Which are more likely to be there when we pick again at 47? A corner or Tyleik? I'm going to say a corner. So we're going to take Tyleik Williams. Welcome on in. You are a Minnesota Viking. Now, at 47, Ezra Thomas went. All right, so Ravel and Morrison and Hairston are there. So now we have a decision. And it's pretty clear to me because we even talked about just taking Ravel at 24. I know that's unpopular, but everything's unpopular during draft season. But Siobhan Ravel has size coming off that ACL medically. If that checks out, good to go. And I think that he does have that cocksure attitude, that physicality, that press man bona fides, that his upside. Like Hairston tested great. I think he's still destined to be a second-round pick. Morrison is a fantastic zone corner. Kind of reminds me of Bryce Hall when he was coming out of Virginia a couple of years ago. Obviously a souped-up version, but the hip labrum is concerning. Ravel, the ACL is an ACL is an ACL, but if he can get back to where he wants to belong, I think his upside is higher than any of the other guys. So, Siobhan Ravel, welcome on in. And it filters through. All right, so 2 third-round picks. Oh, Winston Jr. is still there. Winston. Kind of liking that. So, let's see. Winston. Let's see. Xavier went. Makuba is there. All right. So, Kevin Winston Jr., pride of Penn State, 6'1", 215. Tackling machine, plus in coverage as well. Versatility is huge. Very good at man-to-man. Now, he had a partially torn ACL, which I don't know. Like, I feel like at a certain point, like, if it's partially torn, like, obviously not a doctor, but I don't know. Anyways, but Winston, health-wise, if he checks out, I think that he will be valued. He probably would have flirted to being a back end of the first round, top 45 selection. So, Winston, you're racked up and stacked up tackle machine. Welcome on in. You're a Viking. You waited long enough. Welcome on home. All right, so we got our secondary. We hammered our defense, man. That's what we do. So now we're at 97. So Chuck Grant. Is that Bill and Mary? Wyatt Millum. So, let's see here. You're my baby blue. Tesla. Willie Howard. I want to find a way to get Will Howard. Can we do that one time? All right, so the Eagles want to trade down. No. Let's see here. I want to trade down, but not too far. Tennessee Titans. Can we get this and this? Can we get this and that? Nope. Or this and that and that? Nope. All right, 63% chance dropping down 6 spots and getting 141. Actually, what's it? Ooh, what you want to do? No. All right, so 120, 141, 167. Future 6th. 57% chance. Let's go. And hence. All right, so we're dropping down. Kyle Williams just still there chilling. I don't get it. But as we said, we're in this to get Will Howard, and I don't think that he could fall any further. We're not going to risk it with the other 19 picks. So, I mean, Will Howard, national champion, has the size, good accuracy, doesn't have a huge arm, but has leadership skills, has rushing ability as well. Kind of a freight train. Like, he's got size, and formerly played at Kansas State. Did some great things there with the Wildcats in 2023. Obviously, Ohio State national champions. Did beat Michigan. But Howard, I think that Howard does have a really solid upside to be a decent backup quarterback in this league. And getting him in the 4th round, I think that makes sense. Big Willie style, getting jiggy with it. Nah. All right. In the 5th round, Billy Bowman's our guy. Ty Robinson, of course. Cameron Jackson. These names just like bunch up. It's kind of funny. But, all right, so I think Kyle Williams fell enough. So, Kyle, I think Kyle Williams is probably going to be a day 2 pick or late 3rd round, early 4th round type guy. But UNLV, Washington State, 70 for 1,214. Good speed, good ball tracking ability, yards after catch type dude. Little wiggly. I like it. So Kyle Williams, welcome on in. You are a Viking. As we look to see what the hell is going to happen with Addison, with if they bring back Speedy Naylor, etc. Now we're just sort of chilling. So offensive line, we have not hammered on, which we should probably take a look at. Kaiser is there. Longer beam. Chase. Tiernan Ingram, Dawkins, they did some work on. All right, so straight up, let's just look at offensive line. Tackles, Lunt, Jalen Travis. All right, so Jalen Travis, local dude. You'll probably get him a little bit later on, certainly. Let's see here, interior offensive line. Now we got both. All right, so McLaughlin, Kandra, I love, Colby, Tyler Cooper. All right, so it's a little bit early for Colby, but I don't want to trade down. Also, I don't want to risk losing him. So, hey, kind of a toss-up between Kandra, Colby, and Cooper, but we are going to go with Connor Colby in this spot. So, the pride of Iowa, and obviously, being a Hawkeye, very versed in outside zone. Good lateral movement skills, 6'6", 310, a 2-year starter right guard. 77.1 PFF grade last year, 8 pressures, 2 sacks allowed. Connor Colby, welcome on in. You are a Viking. All right, 2 selections to go. Ty Robinson. All right. Damn the torpedoes. I just got to take our guy. Ty freaking Robinson. Super duper senior. 6'5", 288. All power. Got some quickness. 42 pressures, 7 sacks. Just a disruptor. Just a force. Bring him on in. Lastly, so 6th round pick, Craig. Craig is there. Cameron Jackson would be tempting. Yeah. Do we just double down on quarterbacks? Why not? Dante Thornton. I mean, that would be a huge dart throw. I would kind of like it. Let's get a tight end. So Fedone, the second top 30 visit. Well, it's either top 30 or they've done a lot of work on him. Oronda Gatz. All right. So Nesbitt was a top 30 visit. Let's talk about him. So with Nesbitt, I think that he is a player that could rise up beyond tight end 3. Do I see him as a starter? I mean, not necessarily, but I do think that Nesbitt could be a serviceable tight end 2 in the league. He's 6'5", 235, a little bit undersized, 107 catches, 1,500 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns during his career at UNC. A decent inline blocker as well, so bring him on in. Bryson Nesbitt, you are a Minnesota Viking. Kind of love how this turned out. Of course, I have to because it's my draft. Sticking it to the Bears. Who do the Bears take? We'll look it up. All right, so our draft, doing business with the Bears, getting this is key too. Getting a future 3rd, getting a future 6, and a future 6 from the Titans. So there you go. So Tyleik Williams working the nose. You got Ty Robinson as your general do-it-all defensive lineman. You got Siobhan Revelle at corner at 47, which I think is monster value. Winston Jr. Oh, we're taking all the medical guys. That's what we're doing again. Big Willie style, getting jiggy with it at quarterback 3, potentially rising up to quarterback 2. Kyle Williams, short, shifty receiver, really solid route runner, did some good things at the Senior Bowl. Connor Colby, built for outside zone, could get in that left guard mix. Now, that's the only drawback is that you didn't draft a set it and forget it starting caliber offensive lineman, but it is what it is. You only have so many picks. And then Nesbitt coming on in as a tight end 3. I got F. No, you suck. And so the Bears at 24 took Josh Simmons. It's possible. All right, so the Bears took Genty, and then if they're champing at the bit for an offensive tackle, because Banks went to the why did Banks go to the Chargers? The guy can play guard. All right. So Simmons at 24. I suppose I want to get ahead of some tackle-needy teams in this run here, so I guess that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, the Bears might be willing to do some business. Josh Simmons, absolute stud before he got hurt on that playoff run. Then eventually Donovan Jackson had to kick out to left tackle, but I think we're good to go in that regard. But your thoughts are thoughts. Viking 7-round mock draft. Come on, man. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.